Today I actually want to talk about a topic that has been weighing kind of heavy on my chest, especially in the last maybe 6 to 12 months. I truly do feel like this topic is something that a few of us do experience, but quietly, and we keep it to ourselves, and we always don't want to talk about it out loud. The title kind of gives it away. It's pretty much why I am no longer a girl's girl, or why I don't think I'm a girl's girl anymore. And before we dive straight into it, I do want to clarify that I absolutely love women. I support women. I want every woman in this world to win. That will never ever change in my soul. Like, I will be the biggest advocate and supporter of women. But the way I show up in friendships, especially when it comes to other women, has definitely shifted. And I think it's really important, not only for me, but to be aware and to hold myself accountable to unpack the reasons why. So I've always been that friend that has gone above and beyond for them, for the people they care about, for their friends, for anyone in that matter. As you've seen from my previous videos, I am or have been a people pleaser, and I'm trying to break that cycle. So this may fall into like a little bit of that category, but alas, I'm still going to unpack the reasons why. I'm the type of girl that would hype up their girlfriends before a night out, hype up all their photos. I would support anything that they did, even blindly. If you hated someone, I hate that person. If you don't like something, I don't like something. If you don't want to do that, I won't do that. It's just how I was when I was a girl's girl. If they needed someone, I was there. If they needed a shoulder to cry on, I was there. I really, truly believed in that sisterhood type of love and friendship. That's what I craved and that's what I wanted, especially from a very young age. If you've seen my other videos, I have touched base on my childhood and upbringing. My mum wasn't as emotionally available for me and wasn't as affectionate, so I did crave that from friendships and other women, and that's just the reality of it for me, which is why I was such a girl's girl. I truly did think that that's just how friendships worked. Like, everyone just had a sisterhood, a family, a love, and every girl group was the same. That's what I thought. I honestly thought it was you give, they give, and it balances out. It was a mutual friendship, meeting halfway and always being there for each other. But the reality for me was the fact that it actually didn't balance out. I felt like I was constantly giving, and that can get very tiring. I started noticing that when the tables were turned, or when I needed support, or when I wanted to celebrate a certain win, or even if I had something really exciting to share, the energy just was not the same. And I only up until recently, I'm a very, very humble person. I don't like to talk myself up. I, have my own insecurities. I have, body dysmorphia, anxiety, all those things. I'm not the type of person to sit here and be like, yeah, she's jealous of me or anything. Like, I feel sick even having those words leave my mouth or leave my body. But yeah, in these friendships, the energy was just not the same. I'd be cheering them on, but when it came to me, absolute fucking crickets. It was either crickets or worse, like backhanded compliments, which I got a lot of from a young age from several people I thought were my friends. One of the hardest things for me to come to terms with, and like I said, I am very humble. I don't like saying these things, and it makes me feel weird even being on YouTube and doing this. But again, you need to feel uncomfortable for growth. I am aware of these things, so I'm just gonna deep dive and just say it all. But one of the hardest things for me to accept was realizing that some of my friends did not see me as a friend or a teammate. They saw me as competition, which I hate saying. A lot of my friendships have turned into like a weird one-sided competition. There's been weird jealousy, envy vibes, which I never understood. I've always just been myself. I have never done something where I'm like, yeah, I want to be like this. I've never done that. And if you know me, you know I'm not even like close to that. I am just myself, and unfortunately, some of these friends of mine in the past never saw me as a friend. At the time, I was way too busy clapping for them that I didn't notice these little red flags or these things. If I posted some sort of win, I never really noticed that they kind of went silent, or they weren't congratulating me, or they weren't happy for me. And that, I don't know, now that I think about it, it's a dead giveaway. The fact that I wanted the sisterhood more than me feeling comfortable back then, it says a lot. Like, I wanted a support system, I wanted that sisterhood, I wanted that friendship, but I also felt uncomfortable around these people, and I just wanted them to like me and to give what I gave them, which never really happened. At first, when all these things would happen, or when these various girls would show me various signs about not really being my friend, I just thought maybe I was imagining things. Maybe I'm just sensitive. As a Libra, I can be emotional. It kept happening in different friendship groups. It just kept happening. And if it wasn't like the entire group as a whole, it was probably one girl, or one specific girl, that would be like the poison, and then I'd get cast out of a group. And I just never understood why. And because I didn't understand why, I eventually had to face that pattern. I had to deal with these feelings and think, is it me? I'm the common denominator. Like, what am I doing wrong? I can't count how many times I've had girlfriends in the past turn on me at some point, and I never really understood why. I'd sit there replaying everything in my mind, like, what did I do wrong? Did I say something wrong? Did I look at them the wrong way? Like, what did I do? I always felt like I was too much, and like I really couldn't celebrate myself, which kind of sucked. But here's the truth, and I've come to accept it now, and I've come to terms with it. Sometimes it's not about what you did. Sometimes people just can't handle seeing other people win, or happy, for that matter. The quote, "misery loves company," always comes to mind when I say these things, because it's true. Sometimes people just can't help seeing you shine, or they resent you for something that they can't control, which is not your fault at all. And I have honestly, truly come to terms with that. Again, I don't say this from a place of ego, because I'm not that person. I say it because that's literally the explanation. It's the only explanation that makes sense to me, at least. There's no other way for me to word it. When you've been a good friend and you've shown up for people, and you've loved people hard, like you've loved them so much, you would do anything for them, and they still turn their back on you, at some point you got to stop blaming yourself. So that's what's pushed me into this new mindset of not being a girl's girl. I call it my returning energy era. I love using eras as a way of like where I'm at in my life, but I am quite literally returning energy. I give back exactly what I've been given. I protect my mental and emotional state with this, and my peace. If you show up for me, I'll show up for you. If you clap for me, I'll clap even harder for you. But if you give me jealousy, fake support, or silent treatment, I am not entertaining that anymore. It's not bitterness, it's just boundaries in regards to how I support and show up for people. And I feel like boundaries are healthy. I feel like keeping friendships out of guilt or just wanting that sisterhood is not right. Sometimes what you want isn't always what you need. I'd rather have a small circle of genuine people than a big group of fake people. Fake people that don't want the best for you. And we want people that want us to win, right? We want a good support system. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up the term girl's girl is because lately it's become a buzzword. Like, it's the only way I can kind of word where I'm at. On social media, everyone's talking about being a girl's girl. Like, if you're not about uplifting women, then you're failing at some sort of moral code. And while I agree on the theory, I do, it also puts pressure on women like me. Because what happens when being a girl's girl leaves you feeling constantly like you're overgiving. Your energy is drained. You're constantly disappointed and constantly surrounded by people that don't give you the same energy back. No one talks about the downside. No one talks about the fact that Sometimes being a girl's girl leaves you wide open to being used, drained, or betrayed. And that's where I had to check myself. So I have hit a point where my peace is my priority. And I love that so much for me. I don't need a big circle, like I said. I'm happy with a smaller group of loving and caring people. I don't need to prove that I'm supportive. I know I am, and vice versa. I'm done trying to convince people who have already decided that I'm their competition instead of my friend. Like, I'm done. If I'm that girl for people, then so be it. I love motivating people. I love, helping people in the right direction. I'm not a gatekeeper. If you ask me anything, I will give you the tools and help as much as I can. But if that friend sees me as competition, that is on them. It is not on me. I have always just stayed in my lane and done my own thing. And if you guys know me personally, you know that this is exactly true, what I'm saying. And yeah, I'm just not giving that energy to them anymore. The freedom that comes with choosing my peace is amazing. I'm no longer chasing friendships that don't feel right. I'm no longer draining my energy, trying to cheer people up that don't want the help, or if the energy doesn't feel mutual, it has to go. If you've ever felt like me, if you had girlfriends turn on you and you don't know why, if you felt unsupported and have had no one clap for you, please hear me. You are not the problem. You're not unworthy of friendships. You're not too much. Some people just don't know how to be happy for others, period. Some people only know how to take and not give. That is an important one. And the best thing you can do for yourself is recognize these signs early so you don't waste your time and your energy. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to you. You don't owe anyone a seat at your table if they don't fit the vibe. And that doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you someone that values themselves, which is what we want, right? This is what we want. So right now, I wouldn't call myself a girl's girl, but I will say that I am the type where it's real ones only. That is the vibe. I still love women. I still want them to win. I will still be supportive. But as soon as I see those red flags, it's out the door for me, and I am protecting my peace. Thank you so much for joining me on this quick little chat. I love catching up with you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video. And of course, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more videos from me. Thank you for my little rant and for making me feel heard. I will see you guys next Wednesday. And if you are in a similar boat, please protect your peace. Your energy is so important and you are important. So boundaries are healthy. I will see you next Wednesday. Have a lovely week. Bye.